Hi everyone, it's Rax, and I'm bringing you another build guide, by far my most requested video. Rax, how do you play LoN mages in groups? So here's a little bit of footage of us on the second day running speed 102s and crushing the time as we see the mages sniping a ghost out there in the nether. Let me take you through exactly how to do this and how you can farm Paragons faster than any other composition in Season 17. Alright everyone, let's go through the D3 planner that I've made, and the link will be in the description below for you to follow along. But let's do this all in one shot. I apologize if I make any mistakes, and I'm going to explain exactly what to do to get the most out of LoN mages in Season 17. Okay, so here we go. Scythe of the Cycle. This is the best in slot weapon by far. I'd call it one of the mandatory pieces. When you activate Bone Armor, it's going to make your mages do 400% damage. Now, I want to pause right here and talk about the fact that there's attack speed on this weapon and cooldown reduction. Let's talk about the attack speed first. Now, when you get attack speed on your character, anywhere, gloves, weapon, rings, Paragon points, anywhere, it does not make your mages attack faster. However, there is a breakpoint that you want to hit. You want to have 2 items with 7% attack speed on them. I have it on gloves and on weapon. That's where I'd recommend you can cherry pick it with any items. And you want to be at 1.61 attacks per second. And the reason that that number is significant is when you are at that many attacks per second or higher, the animation that your necromancer casts mages reaches the next breakpoint. Now, attack speed is still very good for LoN Necros because it increases your character sheet damage, and that's how much damage your mages do. But just keep in mind that stacking massive amounts of attack speed is not going to make your mages attack faster. The second thing is one of the most undervalued stats in this build is cooldown reduction. It is so important to doing the most damage that you possibly can, because when you activate Simulacrum is when you really crush everything. I call them the God Mages because it gives you way more essence, double your essence with the Reservoir Rune, and we'll see later with the Raylina Shadowhook, that's what makes you crush, okay? So, remember, for attack speed, 1.61, or with full attack speed Paragons, we just need a good attack speed roll on 2 items. And remember, CDR is king for this build. While we're talking about stats, let me tell you one other thing. When you play this build, you want to play with a Z necromancer. The Z stands for 0, meaning the other necromancer does 0 damage, and their entire role is just to spawn health globes for you. That's all that they do. Because with Reaper's Wraps, they're going to give you your essence back to cast mages. We'll go into this in just a bit. Now, when the Z Necro is playing properly, they crit cap the mobs, meaning whoever you're attacking has a 100% chance to be crit. Okay? For that reason, crit hit chance in an optimal build for the LoN mages is one of the least important. So you're going to see a common theme in my gear where whenever I can, I'll take something other than crit hit chance in order to maximize my damage. Okay? So that was a long explanation, but let's keep going. So Scythe of the Cycle's best in slot by far, and you do need Essence as the secondary. It's very important because your Raylina Shadowhook makes you do way more damage, and that's based on how much Essence you have on your character. Good news on the phylactery, you can use whichever one you want. You can see I went for a cooldown there to get my Simulacrum back up. Skeletal Mage damage, and again, we want Essence of the secondary for Raylina's Shadowhook. Stewart's Greaves, Pretty self-explanatory. They make you move fast when you blood rush. Another point I want to address real quick. I get asked all the time, Rax, I'm making a build like this, but I die to everything. How do I increase my survivability? You increase your survivability by being stronger, meaning hitting harder. LoN mage necros die when they get a kiss blown their way, and that's just how it is. It's okay if you die every once in a while. That's all right. Unless it's hardcore, then it's not all right. This is not a hardcore friendly build, I should mention. But the idea is, with the Land of the Dead between you and the Z-Neck and hopefully another LoN Mage Necro running the same build, the mobs should be frozen for a period of time where you just do so much damage you just annihilate them. So do whatever GR level that can happen for you, wherever you can wipe out the elites in just a few seconds. There are a couple places where you can try to get some survivability, but in general, as you see me streaming every day, I just go complete glass cannon. Yes, I die the most, but it's the most efficient way to farm Paragon levels. So, in that aspect, on these Steward Screeds, whenever you can, try to get armor in the primary stat. That's the main thing that's going to help you live. And as the secondary, I'm always looking for either cold resist or lightning resist, because light or electrified, thunderstorm, frozen pulse, those things are the things that kill me the most by far. So lightning and cold resist is always a good secondary. So we take these Steward Screeds so we can move around quickly and try to survive and dodge the affixes. Swampland Waders, these are best in slot because they're the only pants that can roll physical percent damage. The damage that the mages do is physical. So you're going to want to gamble for these on a Witch Doctor and just try to get an Ancient Pair. It's actually not too bad. They actually have a pretty high chance to roll. So Swampland Waders, best in slot there. They're the only pants that can roll physical elemental damage. Circle of Nelush is evil. These keep our mages up for longer, and they summon an additional mage. Obviously, very important for a skeletal mage build. Again, notice I took damage and CDR over crit hit chance. Remember, if you're playing with the Z-Neck, they should crit cap, and they're playing properly, and I'll hopefully make a guide on this. You shouldn't need very much crit hit chance. If you get it, it's fine. It's still a good stat, but this would be ideal. Same stats on Crisbins. Crisbins is like the best ring for every DPS Necro build ever. So you do 100% increased damage if enemies are slowed, or triple that bonus if they have some other kind of movement impairing effect. That paired with your Zaystone, which stuns enemies, and paired with your Bane of the Trap, which slows enemies, is best in slot ring. TNT, we want the quadfecta here. There's our second attack speed roll. Crit damage, crit hit chance, and CDR. Again, if you want to take crit hit chance off for intelligence, that could be a potential improvement as well. Raz's Volition with skeletal mages, they gain the gift of Death Rune when they die. It spawns a health globe. We want health globes. And again, we're going for CDR, super important stat to keep Simulacrum up, and armor to stay alive, and again, secondary cold or lightning resistance all the time if possible. And Dariel's is the only helmet that can roll physical percent damage, and it gives us attack speed. So I actually, now that I'm looking at this, I don't think we don't need 3 attack speeds. So maybe we could roll this attack speed off for 1,000 in. But again, this is fine as well, because attack speed increases your character sheet damage, which increases mage damage, as we already talked about. It's just not going to make your mages attack faster. The only thing that makes your mages attack faster is TNT, increases the attack speed of your pets. That makes them attack faster, but that's it. Anyway, we take Andariel's for the 20% damage, try to get Skeletal Mage on it as well, and a socket, and throw the diamond in there. Haunted Visions, again, no crit chance. Let's go with physical, CHD, and cooldown reduction. This gives us double the Simulacrum, absolutely mandatory for doing massive damage. Reaper's Rhapsody really makes the entire build. We don't have any way to generate essence other than picking up health globes. That's why running this with a Z-neck is very important. If you didn't have a Z-neck, you could drop either Blood Rush, probably Blood Rush, or Devour for Bone Spikes, Sudden Impact. You want the stun so it procs your Crispin sentence. If you want to do solos or you just don't have a way to generate those health globes. Requiem Plate just makes your Devour more efficient. It makes an attempt to try to keep you alive. So best in slot chest piece there. If you can't find an ancient Requiem Plate, and Aquila will work in the meantime. Witching Hour, self-explanatory. It's the best in slot damaging belt by far. It has attack speed and CHD. So again, it's pretty darn easy to hit the attack speed breakpoint here. I chose the freeze on hit as the secondary just for the extra chance to proc the Crispins. If you are really dead set on surviving on this build, you could put on Dainty's Binding and equip a curse somewhere here, and that will increase your survivability. But again, not what I would recommend. Go full glass cannon, commit to the LoN mage build, just try to mow everything down before it kills you. And I think that's everything for the items. Hopefully I hit everything. Let's go to the Paragon, next tab. Okay, we want to max our movement speed and essence right away so we can run fast, and maximum essence makes a huge difference with our Raeliana Shadow Hook in the cube, which we'll go over in a second. We need the attack speed increase to hit the 1.61 breakpoint. As we covered, CDR is extremely important in crit hit damage. I'd grab crit hit chance last, especially if you're playing with a good Z-neck. Armor is going to be the best thing to help you survive, and then grab life and all resist. Life per second is decent as well. All these are decent, so armor first though. That's your main saving grace to try to take a hit from something. And the utility isn't too important. I actually think I took Gold Find first at the start of the season. It doesn't matter what order you pick those in. Let's get into the skills. So Singularity does all of our damage. We consume all of our essence to summon a mage that does more damage based upon how much essence we consumed. Okay, so combined with Simulacrum, doubling our essence, and our Reaper's Wraps, which keeps filling up our resources from the globes, we eat a health globe, it fills up our essence, and then we dump it to make these two godly mages with Nelusia's Evil. Make these two godly mages that just murder everything. Yesterday, on day 2 of the season, I had a Mage Bolt crit for 223 trillion. That is outrageous damage, and there's 10 of them. So that's what's possible with this build, and my gear is not even close to perfect. Land of the Dead Frozen Lands. You freeze everything, which gives you a moment to survive, and it fills your essence up combined with Devour to have a moment where you can just spray fully powered mages to dominate everything. Devour Satiated is going to give you another way to give you essence, and Satiated gives you survivability. It increases your maximum life. Some people take Cannibalize for the heal. That's fine. You're picking up so many health globes, you're usually healed. You either get one-shotted or you don't, typically. So I go with Satiated, but Cannibalize is good as well. Simulacrum, we already talked about this. It kills you to give you double essence. And with Haunted Visions, it kills you even more and gives you double essence for longer. But with double the essence, your mages become twice as strong. It's all about damage. Blood Rush Metabolism, this gives you 2 charges of Blood Rush. You can also take Potency. I am a huge advocate of Metabolism over Potency because the 100% armor that Potency gives you never helps me live. I just get one-shotted or I don't. But I have been saved many, many times from 2 charges. When one charge messes up and you're about to die and then you have a second one to save you, That to me is way more valuable than the 100% armor. But you do you. If you want the armor, if you're running a Dainty's Binding, if you have some more Vite on here, maybe you were crazy and you dropped one of the legendary gems. By the way, if I didn't cover this, Enforcer just makes your pets do more damage. Pretty self-explanatory. Then by all means try Potency. And Bone Armor Dislocation. I go with Dislocation because when I'm stuck and I need to Bone Armor something, I want it to stun them so it procs my Charisma sentence so I can kill them very quickly. There are some other ones that give you some survivability or movement speed. Those are fine to take as well. I just find that when I'm using it and I'm in trouble, I need the enemies, again, it's a very common theme, I just need them to die. That's the way I live. I kill them before they kill me. Dislocation helps me accomplish that. Okay. Passives. Overwhelming Essence increases your essence by 40. With Raylina's Shadow Hook in the cube, that's going to make you do more damage. Final Service, absolutely mandatory. It's a cheat death. It lets you stay alive. You need this. You're going to die as this build. You've got to accept that. I'm sure there's a hardcore variant with Dainty's Binding and maybe armor gems and vitality everywhere, and that would be fine. But they would take Final Service as well. So Final Service, mandatory. Blood is Power. After you lose your life, your cooldowns are reduced by 20%. Well, we're losing our life constantly from casting Simulacrum, especially with Haunted Visions. And that brings our cooldown back up for Simulacrum. So we can kill ourselves some more and kill them some more. Extended Servitude. Our mages are up longer. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, finally the cube. Raylina's Shadow Hook. Every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5%. Stack a lot of essence, get a lot of free damage. York's Crown. It doubles the effect of the gem, so you can have 25% CDR. Again, we need it for Simulacrum. Another option here to cube is Aquila. If you want to survive, it says when you have full essence or full above a certain threshold of resources, you take less damage. We don't care about living. We want to kill them before they kill us. Convention of the Elements is so OP, really for every class, but even more OP for Necros because it only cycles through 3 elements. So it's whatever percentage you have divided by 3 is the amount of damage that you have. So a COE is effectively a 67% damage increase for mages. And I think that's it, everybody. That was my first round and going through that. So hopefully I hit everything, and hopefully that's everything that you wanted to know. A little bit about the gameplay. Just kind of you want to stay on the edge of your group and dodge all the affixes, but you want to be close enough for 2 things. So you can Bone Armor to activate your Scythe of the Cycle, and so you can get the actual essence from the health lobes. If you're too far away, it seems like it doesn't pick it up. And that's it. Just cast mages and mow the lawn. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I'm streaming every single day. I've committed to streaming every day for 10 years. I think today is day 69. Ooh la la. I'm streaming every day for 10 years, and this season we're trying to take rank 1 away from the botters. We're taking it back for the humans. I'm going to be making more guides. Thank you to everyone who's been watching, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. Much love from you guys. Let me know in the comments, what kind of guides do you want? How can I help you? And please come check me out on Twitch and ask me any questions there. We have a very active Discord. We have a very active clan on NA that we just made. It's almost full, I think. So if you want in on that, we'd love to have you. Anyway, I'm going to cut it here. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you again.